You're watching E.T.N. Entertainment-related new, entertainment-related discussion. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do our review for WWE's Monday Night Raw, which was for June 25th. And this Raw was pretty good. It was pretty good, especially that finale with Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. And I'm glad they didn't take the belt off of Ziggler so soon. I was afraid that they might do something like that, but they didn't. And that makes me very happy. And it's not because I'm a huge Dolph Ziggler fan. I feel that the more titles change hands a lot sooner than they should, the less valuable the title appears to be. But this Raw was pretty good. And I'm not going to go through the whole card because I just kind of want to highlight some of the elements that I really liked. Because stuff like No Way Jose versus Mojo Rawley, I really don't give a shit. It's just, so it's like, Raw is a 3-hour show. And it's hard for me to sit through the whole show a lot of times. Because in between what are some excellent segments, you get stuff like that. Like Rawley and No Way Jose and I just, And then even though we got to see, like, for example, the Authors of Pain, they had a squash match against these two weird-looking dudes. And they seem to be building now this feud between AOP and Titus Worldwide, which I love AOP. They were great in NXT, and now it's like we haven't seen them for weeks. They come out on a squash match, and now they're going to have a rival with Titus Worldwide, which doesn't really interest me either. So, but then we get things like this whole feud that's kind of developing between Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns. And I know people feel the way they feel about Roman and Bobby. Personally, I like this, I know that it's going to be interesting to see how this match is going to turn, because they're going to book this match for the next pay-per-view, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to be received, because we've seen the last few matches with Roman Reigns versus anybody has not been received well. Some of the crowd, especially in the last pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, they didn't even give Jinder and Roman a chance. The minute these guys came out, they were already chanting other stuff. They were checked out before the match started. So I'm hoping that what they've been doing with these two the last couple of weeks, kind of feuding with each other and talking smash, piques some people's interest. I know it's piqued mine. I like Bobby Lashley. I like Roman Reigns. I don't like what they've done with Bobby Lashley since he's been here, so I'm hoping this is a start of him kind of getting back to what he was in TNA and not this whole smiling Bobby Lashley talking about his sisters and all that crap. So yeah, now the Sasha Banks Bayley thing was getting me sick, but last night it finally seemed that Bayley snapped. I love Bayley. I know there's a lot of people that are not a Bayley fans up there. I just happen to love Bayley, and I like that she's got this mean streak. I hope they keep it going. I don't want them to turn her completely into a bat, like a heel or anything. I think you want to keep that. I like the hugger thing. I like that role because, again, and I've said this many times, it just makes her a true baby face, which we don't have too many true baby faces anymore. Even the baby faces now tend to be the whole badass kind of baby face. But she's the true baby. She comes out, she says hi to the fans, hugs people, stuff like that. And I want to keep that, but have the mean streak in the ring when she's wrestling. It's okay to do that. And the fact that she came out and she was kind of heelish, but the fans are completely behind it. And I think they should keep the mean streak, but let her stay face. You know what I mean? I think people will appreciate that outside the ring, she's lovable, and she loves the fans, she loves the kids, but when she steps into the ring, it's business Bayley, right? That'll be pretty good, right? Business Bayley. And when she steps into the ring, she checks that all out, and she's focused on her opponent, and she becomes very, savage almost. So I'm hoping that pays off into something big. Bayley and Sasha have had some great matches in the past, in particular in NXT. So I'm hoping that pays off now after this feud has been brewing and then it's settled down. And now it's finally seemed to have hit its peak. And hopefully they don't go backwards. I don't want to see these two tag team again for a long time. At least a year or so. So, see all the other things I want to focus on. So, now we're not going to have this tag team or this 5-man elimination at Hardcore, Extreme Rules, I should say. As Brock Lesnar triggered some kind of change in the rules for Extreme Rules, and I don't know. They need to get the belt off him and just move on. We see the benefit of a champion defending his title every week or every other week. Seth Rollins it still is, but for those weeks where he was defending the IC title, man, those were some of the best matches on Raw. And people like to see a champion come out there and defend his title. They like to see these good matches come out of nowhere. I think it's worth it, you know? And if you have the Universal Champion coming out every week or every other week, giving shots to random people in the back room, even if it's not a big name, you know, we saw what Rollins did. I mean, he faced Mojo Rawley, and that was a good match. You know, so, and obviously he had a great match with Dolph Ziggler, which he lost last week, unfortunately. But I think that's a good pay. I think that's a good way to go. And maybe they've realized that, and they probably want to get the title off of, I hope they want to get the title off of Brock Lesnar. It's not really suiting things very well. So, we also had Curtis Axel and Matt Hardy, which was there was this mock match. You know, wasn't much going on there. We'll see what, I think, obviously, the B team is primed to win the tag team championships. Natalya fought Bliss and beat her via submission. She was at the ring with Natalya was at the ring with Nia, obviously Mickie James with Alexa. Before the match even started, Alexa was talking smash again. Then Natalya comes out telling her there's 23 days, you got 23 days. So everybody wants to see, obviously, Ronda Rousey come back. She is so over right now. And right now, the women's division, I mean, she's pretty much got that on lock, you know, in terms of being over and being popular. Obviously, we all know that behind the scenes, that 30-day suspension is just to give her more time to either work on her next match or to just continue her training and continue honing and fine-tuning her skills. But outside of that, I think she's pretty much ready. Then it was the Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens against Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, kind of switching things up from last week. Strowman saying that he felt bad about what he did to Kevin Owens, only to later come back and flip his car over and all that stuff. So, really funny that Braun has that going on. And overall, I thought it was a pretty good Raw. You know, I mean, again, there's some segments in there I don't particularly care about, and I wasn't going to get into. But I like the whole Bobby Lashley Roman Reigns build up. I thought the Seth Rollins and Ziggler match was fantastic once again. Ziggler's always been a good wrestler. It's just that, you know, through the years, he just never developed into what I think a lot of people had hoped he did. Maybe this is a second opportunity for him. Maybe this little feud with Seth Rollins can put him back on the map and he can move on to bigger and better things. I don't see him and Drew McIntyre being together much longer. I think it'll go on for a little while longer, but it wouldn't be surprised to me if before the end of the year they break up and either have their own feud or they just go their own ways into singles competition. But I think that Drew McIntyre being with Dolph Ziggler has helped Ziggler kind of come back onto the map a little bit. So hopefully that turns out to be something good. You know, so I think it was a good Raw, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully next week, Bayley, I mean, she's got this stupid counseling thing that they mentioned on the show. That was, I don't know what they're doing with that. But I'm glad that feud has seemed to hit its peak finally, because that was going on way too long, the back and forth between Sasha and Bayley. So I thought it was a pretty good Raw. Again, those segments in the middle show that this show is way too long. You know, for 3 hours, they just put too much crap in there that nobody cares about. So, but you know, that's just how it's going to be. And who knows if they ever go to Fox? I know there's supposed to be a deal, and I think it only includes SmackDown. I think Raw stays on cable TV, but we'll see. We'll see if Raw ever comes to regular TV. Hopefully, it goes back to 2 hours. But you know, who knows? Anyway, guys, that's it for this Raw review. What did you like about this Raw? If you watched it, let me know in the comments below. Until next video, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Or you can click here to become an E.T.N patron. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.